All right, CSS Daily Battle for June 3rd, starting the timer. All right, so this looks to me like a couple of elements, one of which is partially masked with a conic gradient in it. There are different approaches you could take. You could just make these arrows themselves. I think a conic gradient is going to be easier. So I'll probably just use a div or something. I'll create this one, mask it with a div, and copy and rotate and place it. Is the plan. Who knows? Style. I'm going to need some elements. I'm going to need paragraph. I'm going to use a div and another paragraph. I'm going to select the HTML and define a background as this pink color. I'm going to go ahead and position fixed. Now I'm going to select my paragraph. It's going to have a padding of something like 100. It's going to have a background. It's going to be a linear gradient, but for now it's going to be this white color because I'll do that in a minute. Not a linear gradient, a conic gradient, excuse me. It's going to have a rotation of 45 degrees. And I'm going to try to margin it into place. Margin minus, I don't know, 30, 100. Let's see how that looks. $90 minus 34, 38, 40, 92. That looks worse. Maybe that's right. I don't like the lines. That's a little better. Is it some weird size? 3, 99, 94, 9. That looks the best so far. 39 and 92, perfect. Yeah, why not? Then I'm going to have, I'm just going to call this a div. I'm not going to have it try to inherit stuff. Background's okay. Padding 50. Still rotated. Why is it rotated? That doesn't make sense. Because it's a child of the paragraph is why. So, rotate 0 degrees, minus 45 degrees, margin. It's a child. Am I going to have to close my paragraph? It doesn't make any sense. What am I seeing? Oh, I have another paragraph here. That's probably what I'm seeing. There we go. Okay. I was seeing the other paragraph, not the div. So this is better. 50, margin 1. 20. Needs to be a little further down. Let's go 130, 134, 130. Oops. 32. Looks right. Adding. Let's make it 50 and 100. That's wide enough to cover that. And then I have my other paragraph, which I need to put back. Let's actually get rid of that and see if things still work. That's fine. Paragraph again. And the other one is off over here. I'm going to select it. Whoops, need a plus P. And I'm going to rotate. Well, let's, before I get too far. Iconic gradient, red, blue, comma. Okay, so if I rotate, instead of 45, what if I do 135? Then I can say this color, 90 egg, and then this color, 0. There I have that. That looks pretty close. So this one, I'm going to rotate. I need to rotate it minus 135. That didn't seem to work. 0. Okay, something is wrong. Because it's not a sibling? It is, though. But it thinks it's in the stib, so my normal selector doesn't work. So let's say A and see if I can select it with A. Nope. So I can make that a paragraph and make that plus paragraph. And put this here and do some things to unselect it or unrotate it. Rotate 0 deg. And now we're back. But if I want to select the next one, has to get these things again. I don't want to repeat this background. Let's repeat it for now and see if I can be clever. All right. Okay. Minus 45 degrees. Margin. $92. 100, 110, 120, 122, 123, That looks kind of close. Let's see what happens. Perfect, 99%. That's probably worse. Yep, that's worse. 8. That looks worse. One. Maybe one of those days. You know what I could do? And this isn't going to fix the problem that I have. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I need to keep. This isn't working at all. Why isn't it working? No. Where are you? Adding 100 margin is overridden. Let's get rid of this for a moment. Okay. There's that. Let's keep this somewhere. Oh, what if I get rid of my background? There's that again. That's what I want. That's good. And I'm going to give this a Z index of 2. And then put this thing back. That's not what I want. It's not remotely what I want. I don't know where that went. It's gone. 0. There it is. Background of pink. And Z index of 1. Why is that not working? This should be above the pink paragraph. Why isn't it? Doesn't matter what the number is, but it's not going to work. Something else is happening. What is the other thing that's happening? It's that. There it is. Okay, let's make this 100. Still with the 99%. 39. That looks slightly better. Let's see. Thirty three, 32. Try 124. Looks worse. 122. 23 looks the best. Try 91. 3. This could actually just be 100, 30, 40, 60, 70. Then this would be minus 1. 40, 30, 3, 51, 30. Try that one. That's worse. That seems dumb. All right, less than a minute. Looks like I'm just going to be at 99% today. So let's go ahead and clean things up. Not that it matters, but I'd like to see what my character count would be. I'm not going to spend time doing variables or anything because it doesn't matter. $259, still not going to match. But that's it for today.